All right, all right, all right. Is this making sure this is working? Webcam. There we go. Webcam means well. So, Jared, we're going to go over your Rollback Rumble VODs. Your turn, me. What character do you play, my friend?
I play Leo.
Well, it's very brave of you. This is actually an intervention on. No.
I
We're here for you. Tyreek is in the chat. I have Devin next to me here.
They've been concerned with my Leo pick.
Yeah, you're better than your character choice. So, what's that terminology? You streamed, that's that word I'm looking for. You streamed your run. So we're going to go back and basically look at your decision making, look at how, sorry, I can't just click there. Big things I want to look at, especially against Kai, because you know this matchup. Even if a lot of it's only just from like repetition against one player, Kai's not going to have a ton of stuff that'll surprise you. So what I'm looking for is I want to see how you use your meter. I want to see how you stay in advantage. I want to see how you get out of pressure.
Right.
So let's see. This is just neutral. This is Kai. Looks like you got him in the corner. That's good. You got him in block stun. Okay, that backdash was just not good there after the back turn.
Yeah.
I like just having that heavy fireball there because that requires a little bit of a commitment to punish. And jumping over it is still a bad position because you can still get 6p into cross up. So the Kai player just kind of like goes back into the corner to avoid cross up. What were you doing this cross up here for?
I kind of just read he would go forward.
Gotcha.
So that was literally just a read.
That's okay. I just wanted to know what you were going for. So you thought he was going to push out like horizontally.
Yeah.
And instead he jumped. So that could be a player thing. That could be a Kai thing. And we can kind of get to that. So here, man, I think next time I need to remember to ask for VODs earlier so I can clip them and put them on YouTube just for YouTube rewind as opposed to this.
Yeah. My bad on that.
No, you're good. I didn't ask. I forgot. So here, so this is the knockdown, right? But you get the input error and you basically just dash away. You lose pressure. So at neutral, you are now here. You can't threaten the low. Slash isn't like significant, so you just have to overhead. Okay, yeah, you got burst there.
Yeah, the initial backdash was for the burst bait. So that was just kind of me reading that as well. Because that's just something that I've been like trying to like ingrain in my play.
That's fair then, yeah.
So that's why I did that backdash. But obviously they didn't do it, so
yeah.
I was just maybe thinking, okay, maybe they're one of those players that hold their burst like I used to be. Who knows? So that was just kind of testing the waters.
I think that's fair then, this early on. Have you played against this Kai player before?
No.
Okay, so yeah, you're just trying to get as much data as possible. You get the counter hit, and then they burst. I think one reason that it's not worth trying to backdash there is because if they're going to burst on your heavy to where you can't, like, punish it. They're not going to wait until your heavy is done to burst because you can't, even if you parry it, you can't parry it. It goes through. So there's no mix-up you have there, except for, like, maybe hard call-out RC, but that's wild, frankly.
No. That does seem a little bit ridiculous.
Okay, I like your fireball RC there, especially in this matchup where your fireball's 2 hits, and then Kai without meter has to hold it. I think if you had done the VOD's too long. If you had done the Kara, then you would have crossed up and gotten into your favorable position here.
Yeah.
Because here you get the hit, but you just get the knockdown. You don't get the back turn, which is the big deal, especially now that he's out of burst. You sneak it in there. God, I hate you. That's good pressure. Okay, that's exactly what I was talking about. I don't remember if it was the last coaching session or if it was just playing friendlies. Using different buttons will mess with people's heads.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been trying to do as well. It was good advice. So I've been mixing in a lot of punches now.
Yeah.
At least staggering as well.
Yeah, especially if especially against players that are going to press there and try to just cheat you out of back turn. Not cheat you, but to challenge you out of back turn, is holding that that back turn punch pose, waiting for the cancel just long enough for them to be able to see you did punch and didn't immediately like Gatling into kick and think, oh, I can press, and then just counter hit. This is the combo. Oh, I like it. Yeah, I think that's a really good call because they just got counter hit twice, and it's it's a scary situation. So that was a really, really good call. Okay, on that, I like the 6P as an attempt. I think against Kai specifically, if they're going to challenge grounded, 2S is going to be their button most of the time.
Yeah,
so
I haven't gotten around to practicing different round start setups, so I kind of keep forgetting what moves are really good from the other character. I definitely thought oh wait, Kai has Stun Dipper and a really good 2S too.
Stun Dipper on round start isn't a threat if you move forward or if you stay in place, because it won't combo, and by definition, he doesn't have meter to make it safe. Even if he has burst, now he's in that situation of okay, I'm getting hit. Do I burst? Do I hope they bait the burst? Do I just burst on hit 2, on hit 3? They're on the defensive immediately and have to decide how to use their resources. But you don't see round start Stun Dipper very much. You'll see wall break Stun Dipper because wall break is further apart. And I know I've traumatized you with that a little bit, but that's specifically on a wall break.
Okay.
But for that reason, I think if you're going to 6P, let me back up a little bit just so we can see it again. If you're going to 6P, I think you cancel it into cross-up. Because even if they run forward block here, this was kind of the best case scenario. It's weird to see, but even if they're here blocking, right?
Right.
My name is Kai. I hold my sword by the blade. Even if they're blocking here, how do you draw a shield? Then you can just go around them, right. And it's a good way to start your offense in a weird way because that is not a very common way to sneak a back turn in.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, if they run up block to try to get around stuff like this, then they have less time to react.
True. Okay.
But yeah, regardless, you get your pressure on that airborne. Okay, you get your knockdown. Okay. Yep, you get your hard knockdown. And here, you can get back turn because he has no meter. Yep. Okay, was that another burst bait, out of curiosity?
It was supposed to be, but I definitely misplayed that one.
Yeah.
I was supposed to dash into him.
I also think that, to be frank, I think you take the burst here. Because it's really hard to bait burst when in back turn. And it's, at this health, you're about to hit meter, right? Mm-hmm. So he's going to have to burst because he's in raw super or hit into super kills. So he has to burst immediately. I think he's either going to save it for orange here because that gets up the meter difference, right? That's the comeback meter. This meter in gear is crazy wild. Or he's going to use it as soon as he gets hit when you're in back turn, on which you can't really do anything. So you might as well just assume he doesn't have it because he'll have to use it or die. And you can't feasibly play around it unless you do some insane RC, which gives it pressure if he does nothing.
Okay. I think I've been trying a little bit too hard. So burst bait.
I definitely feel you on that. It's super fun. It's the best feeling in the world. But you're winning. You don't have to bait the burst here.
Right.
You can.
I see your point.
So you're winning the round or the game too. So if you were, maybe if you were low health and you wanted to get them to burst, so round 3 they wouldn't have burst, but he either bursts here, wins the round, and then might have burst for end of round 3, or he doesn't burst here, and in a second you can just threaten to kill him. So he has to burst. And without an easy way to like bait it, I think it's more trouble than it's worth than just trying to get single hit into super. Especially back turn super. But now that you have meter. Okay. So that is your second best anti-air in back turn.
Yeah.
Obviously it parries everything and it's frame 1, but you're going to get people who do this sometimes. And honestly, he should have at least thrown you into the corner. He could have gotten way more on this. Even if this isn't counter hit punish, which I'm not sure off the top of my head, but even if it's not, he gets, close slash 5H, or close slash 2S 5H now after the buff. Stun Dipper, gets close slash 2H, Deary Claw. Like, he gets corner knockdown. He gets his game plan started. You take damage. Now, you're in this weird position where, do I burst this round? Do I burst yet? He's about to get meter. Do I burst after or before then? Do I use my meter first? Like, you have a little bit of, like, option overload where the only thing he has to do is hit you. Because he has no health to play with. He has gold burst, mostly at this point. And anything you use, he can't worry about it. He'll have to intentionally try to bait it. But if you had done like back turn P, instead, even if he does that, you get him to block. And then you can do back turn P into cross up, which is plus on block. You can turn, you probably don't have charge for this most of the time, but like possibly back turn P into fireball. You could do back turn P into SH and then confirm super. Like back turn P is your anti-air and back turn stance because it's not a call out, it's just the 6P of back turn. But it's way faster, way better on hit, or easier to confirm on hit. Most characters, it's better on hit, but
yeah.
Because of that, that's not real. He gets the 6P anti-air. Okay, so this is not real. I will explain to you how. You remember fuzzies? We were talking the last friendly session we played about fuzzies.
Yeah.
So here, he doesn't even go for the low option here, but here, you can time it to where you basically block high and then tap throw. And if you block, it doesn't come out. If he's doing this, he has 8 frames landing lag, and throw is frame 2. So it's not like a small window that you can just explicitly punish him for this. And then you can do RC immediate super, right? Because you got the meter from the throw, he's gone. Or you can just do like a backup RC. Even if he wasn't like last round and you wanted to try to bait the burst, you have options there. Or even if you just wanted to get the pressure, not right now, but in a different situation, Liao throw is huge. So being able to recognize and call out that no, this isn't real. This is someone who just is trying to bait out a backdash. Because here they were pressing 2P. They would have gotten clipped by this. Not as a punish, but once they press 2P, they get hit for it.
Okay.
But, okay, they hit your hand. That's a weird... Nice call out. Okay, yeah, I think that was a little bit of a scary punish, starting with 2S, but it worked. Yeah, because you only need that much damage, and if you needed more, you still have super. I think that was a super solid game. The big thing just being, you don't... when you're ahead, you don't have to go for the highest reward option. Getting hit by burst there is the safe option, because now Kai has to worry about, I don't have my get out of jail free card anymore. That might affect an individual player's, how defensive they are, how aggressive they are, because they don't need their burst if you're in block stun, right?
True.
It changes their mindset. It shifts their perspective, right? Okay. Understandable. Sometimes you just do it. I don't like the return on it, but again, you have burst. So because you have burst, this is a lot lower risk, because if Kai wants a beefy punish, he has to burst bait you. And at that point, you get hurt super bad, but that's an extra step. That's not a punish. That is a read on your timing, and you haven't burst yet, so he doesn't know your timing. Okay. Nice. You missed the Rekka, but it'll happen sometimes. That's just execution. That's a punish, low reward. Yeah, Kai is not getting into the 6Ps here. Ooh.
He ate so much damage, I just realized.
I'm amazed he didn't burst, honestly. But this was a good call. The fireball into RC in general is really good here. This is kind of a bad button for Kai to press in this situation, but like anything that misses is the same deal at this point.
Yeah.
God, look at that damage. Yep, and then I like you trying to bait the burst here because I think if this was round 3, for example, he'd have to. But you got to look at the rounds. Like, look at the screen. My dude has the meter advantage. Here's the meter advantage, and you don't have very much at all. But like, it's round 1. You have so much more health than he does, and let's say he hits the burst, right? Let's say you pressure him a little too close, and he hits the burst. You're back at full screen. He gets out of the corner to like maybe here. You get over here. And now what? He dies to like a poke, right?
Yeah.
The chance of him winning this game, even if he hits the burst, even if he hits gold burst, is pretty low. So, since he didn't use it in that weird corner combo, because remember, last time you fireball RC'd, you baited his burst. So he didn't want to burst there. So now he's like, what is he going to do? He's going to try to do that. Don't backdash that. I just explained that like it's fake. You don't like he's hella plus, but like you already got knocked down. He already was hella plus.
True.
Plus, with how many active frames this thing has, this can catch backdashes pretty consistently. And in shock state, he's going to be plus even if you stand block it. He's like plus 5-ish, I think, at least, depending on how meaty it is. And this thing has frames on it. So, like, don't try to, like, precisely backdash this. It's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
He kind of drops the punish. No. Okay. I get it, I guess. Because he has corner, and if he can get your burst, that's not a bad trade. And he has more meter. So all you have to do here is hit him once, right? Or even if you can get him to burn his meter. Because this is his only advantage, this meter, and then this corner. And really, the corner's the only reason he can threaten to kill you here. Even with meter, even with a Ride the Lightning confirmed from mid-screen, he needs the corner combos to get this.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what options you pick here. Jared!
I thought he was gonna flip kick again, okay?
You gotta run the numbers, my dude! You gotta run the numbers on some of your choices! But joke, like exaggeration aside, yeah, like the reward on DPing the flip kick is the exact same as the reward as 5Ping the flip kick. You can also just react to flip kick. Like, you can just like down back and then like stand up 5P. Because the reward is the round. So this little heart going away, that's the only reward you get. This is the risk. All of this up here is what you stand to lose. This is what you stand to gain. Because that DP is one of the only ways he wins this round, or even gets your burst, right? Like, so like if you DP there, if he didn't fireball and he just like backdash your DP, he gets 5H counter hit. If he does 5H into super, you're at like a pixel, and you got to wake up on a knockdown, and he is positive, so he'll get meter if he pressures your block for a little while. Like, you're in an awful position there. Versus if he hits your 5P with 5H, he's not confirming that into super raw, most likely. That was kind of wild, but good call.
I don't know why I didn't resort for 6P, but okay.
So here, I like you going under this one because he hasn't accepted the fireball. Because at this point, he can't, right?
Yeah.
Like, his best case situation here is he blocks the fireball with FD and then YRCs your cross-up. And then he can't kill you without meter, right? So it's like, he has to get around you somehow. And he's been avoiding the fireballs a lot, not trying to intercept them. So this is a really good call out on his habits. What were you trying to do here? 2H? Or 6P?
I'm pretty sure I tried a 6P. It was just very late.
Let's see. It might have just hit your toes. Kai, jump heavy. Oh yeah, this was a late jump heavy. That hits your like hip. So if not this frame, I think you might have gotten kind of early, but if not this frame, he would have hit you like a little further down, like in your knees. Because he's still going down. So like this, go down here. That does
look pretty long. Jeez.
Yeah. I like the burst here. I think, okay. Gets the meaty. Just trying to confirm the meaty. Okay. Oh, you lucked out there. Okay. So you're at neutral, right? Okay. That's a really good example. I think that was a really good 6P, but you've got to buffer that, my dude. He still gets hit by it, but that being a guaranteed hit would be great. Nice. That's the way to loop it. Oh, that was a DP. Yeah, oh, no. Good usage of meter here. You notice you just hit 2 bars, so you might as well get the knockdown. That was evil. I think something to be aware of is I believe he gets 2 bars here by the time he stands up. Is that wake up super or wake up DP into RC is really, really safe because Leo has to hard call that out with a grab or with a just a block and not this cross up. Oh yeah, do you still kill off this? No. I think you probably could have burned the meter, but it would have been a wacky one. That's honestly a good burst from him. Yeah, just neutral at that point. Person slashes. Okay, I like your combo choice. I like your options once you get the hit. I think you're a little over eager to deprive him of his burst, at least in this game.
Yeah.
When you're already in the winning position, you don't have to take those risks. Because let's take a more extreme example. Let's say you get a big beefy dust punish on a DP, right? Fully charged dust. He has his burst in half-life. You are on a pixel. Let me back that up. You are in full health. He is at half health. You don't have to bait his burst. You can just hit him until he bursts. Because you don't need to win here. You can just take the 1 or 2 hits you get before they burst, and then you take the burst. You get back to neutral. You don't get the knockdown, but you don't have to take that risk because you already have the advantage. It's It's kind of like you don't have to approach. Approaching is a risk. So let's say in Smash, Icy's with 4 stocks to Wario's 1. You don't have to do anything to Wario. You can just time him out with Blizzard if you want to. It's Wario's job to fix the problem.
Gotcha.
Regardless of game, the boxer who is in round 10 and has won the last 9 rounds does not need to go for a slugfest. They can just wait it out. If he's on a sliver and you have half health and you have more meter, just, chip him out via FD. Make him FD everything. You don't have to take those risks. Okay. Did they change? They changed color? Okay.
Yeah. I thought that was weird.
Oh my, Jared, you gotta stop. I can't condone this behavior. Look, okay, legitimately though. What? So that's one of the only things that punishes, right? Wake up DP beats far slash. That's your entire flippin' reward. This is it. This is your reward for this level of risk. That's a shitty line. So you're hedging this much health and or your burst. Honestly, if your burst gets baited, you're hedging this much health too. You're hedging all that health for that little reward. And what you get is just okay, we're playing neutral 3 feet closer to the corner now. You have better options there to punish what he's going to do. Even if you think he's going to 2S, you could, for Kai specifically at least, you could check to see if round start 6K would go over that since Leo lifts up his leg. You could check if just like backing up would get out of range. If maybe jumping or like your 2S or your 2K. Leo 2K is really solid. Maybe you can intercept it. Like some of that is going to be a little character specific versus the sole read of like, oh, I'll just DP. But at some point, the numbers are going to hurt you in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay, great. The only intercepting that is the correct answer. Do not 6P that move again. Because it's going to hit low enough to get around 6P, and the extra 5-6 frames of startup are going to kill you. You're going to get hit super deep on counter hit. He's going to get like 2S, 5H, or whatever. Versus just if you 5P, you usually also get a better combo. Because like there, here, let me back it up. I don't want to watch this again. Get it out of my sight. But on this 6P, you cancel that almost immediately, and you still don't really get much. You get like the damage and a small knockdown. If you do like 5P, actually for Leo, what would it be? Maybe 5P Rekka isn't that much better.
No, it'd be 5P 5K wall.
Yeah, you get back turn off 5P anti-air.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I just haven't practiced that, at least at this time of the VOD. I haven't actually tried doing that at all.
Yeah, a really easy way to practice it is actually with Kai flip kick, because he's low to the ground, so you have to be like pretty decently fast with your confirm, but you have complete confidence he'll be wherever your 5P is. You can't be early, you can't be late, so you don't got to worry about timing it like super nicely yet. And then you can work up to like ram, jump heavy, any other moves that are giving you trouble. Okay, so that's the second time you've done that. I really want to see if the next time you use that button, how you use it. Well, that could have been worse.
Yeah. I tried to
grab, yeah.
Grab.
That was the right call. I think you were just late.
No, I actually just dusted. If you look at the animation, I'm pretty sure.
I cannot go frame by frame.
I'm pretty sure I dusted.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's just like an execution error. Then
It's been happening a lot. I just need to practice it more.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that you press up forward and then you hold forward, but that's just like a thing you can shore up like with a little time. What? That's an interesting reset he went for. Okay, a little greedy, but it works. Yeah, there's the DPRC. I didn't get the combo. Okay, I want to talk about this sequence a little bit. This is good knockdown. He hasn't DP'd yet, so I get why this hit. It's that same kind of reasoning of like, you don't have to parry his wake up because you have the advantage. So like, again, if you parry anything you do that hits him, you get this. Anything you do that like is counter hit recovery, especially if you parry and he doesn't do anything, he gets this, especially because you don't have burst. You don't have a say in this anymore. He can use all this meter. He can push you to corner. He can wall break. He can get the knockdown. You'll have meter, but so will he. It's scary. Like, all that to say, I like that you kept your pressure here. Like numerically, just like respecting it there is numerically more terrifying than letting it rock. All right, so on this, you want to stand block flip kick, and you don't want to FD it. If you stand block flip, if you stand block flip kick, then he is -1. And this 2P is low reward also because he either has to go straight into 6P, which will have a gap for your DP, if he goes into anything else after that, or he just does like 2P, and that's it. He's like Zato. He'll get like 5 health, and then reset to neutral, a corner neutral, but still. So if you're going to decide to block it or you see it too late, just stand block it, don't FD it. Then you get frame advantage. You can press. And then you get to the really fun stuff of like, oh, Kai knows that they're -1 and that I'm +1. I'm going to do something that's slow, like cross up, and he's going to get hit by it, right? Because now they know that, oh, this Leo player knows that I'm minus on this. They know how to defend against this. I need to stay as safe as possible. Because if you both mash jab, or I don't remember the exact frame data. If you mash jab, at worst it trades because you're advantaged slightly. And plus, the risk is super low because you'll hit him out of anything bigger. His RC points are really weird there. Okay, I love that you press there because that on hit is 0. So that's a really, really good time to press there.
It's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, every uncharged dust in the game is 0 on hit and minus 15 on block. So if you ever block a dust, you get like at least a 10 frame punish. Charged dust is still minus 10 because I know that because so far slash is 10 frame startup. So of course it is. Of course he has the 1 button punish, right?
That's crazy.
Guess what frame Ram far slash is? Also the 1 button punish on blocking the dust.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, Kai also hovers around that magic number a lot, so he does not like those matchups for that reason. But yeah, so that's good press there. Okay, run up 6p. Also, that's some of this is a little Kai specific, but in general, so you block. Kai has issues ending his block strings. This move is negative 11. And you probably didn't know the exact number, but you know that, you get to move first and nothing you can do will reach him. What do? I like your option of run up pressure, right? You know you don't get a guaranteed hit, but you can blow through whatever he tries to press. In this case, it's a jump, and he wasn't blocking, but it's still like a good option.
Right.
Ooh, that's actually a good opportunity to talk about something. That 2H hit you. So here, he's jumping to avoid your fireballs. I love the fireball here. You probably didn't do this on purpose, because you could have buffered if you were. But here, when that says punish, that was a punish. When he's jumping to avoid your fireballs, if you do anything aside from a jump one jump without hitting a button, you have landing lag on when you land. It's only a little bit, but it's very easy to see in the Axel matchup. So this, the hitbox is over. I can't frame advance here. But he lands next frame and gets punished with your 5p. So it's usually easier with low profile moves like 2k, maybe 2d, or even like far slash or 5h. Axel does this a ton with 2h as well. Because he had to double jump to get over your heavy fireball, he is now, no matter what he does, he cannot block when he lands for like 2-3 frames. So that is, sometimes the game says punish at weird times. That is actually a punish. Okay. Yes! You love to see it. I was just about to say, now, do you let him out of the corner? No, you don't let him out of the corner. You get his burst, but you have to. Like, that's just going to happen. I want to talk about this option real quick. Yeah, like, you just can't avoid that.
Yeah.
Remember what I said about Deary Claw?
Right.
Where you can't punish it, but you can move first? This move is so much worse on block. It's not better. It's so bad. So even on hit here, you get to move first by a significant margin. So you don't have to like jump to evade something. You can just like run up 5k and he has to respect it.
Gotcha.
Okay, this is, oh damn. Oh well. It's neutral and you both have bars. I like it. Hell yeah. You've been really good at like forcing the situation here with the Fireball RC to the point that I don't know what he likes to spend bar on because he hasn't really done it. So I think you did a really good job in this set of just kind of running your offense. I think especially in the first game, you stayed a little too wary of burst. He didn't really burst at the right point anyway with that like weird combo in the corner, but there will come a time in a player where that kind of like super cautious like burst bait stuff is really good. But I think you're giving up so much as Leo when you do that. So maybe try to reserve that for when you maybe like in game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5. If you played someone, you played someone last week and you played them before. Right. Because just playing someone like without context, you're giving up the character. Like you're giving up the thing the character's good at to play Leo versus Kai in neutral again. Excuse me. Gotcha. Like make him at least use the resource if you're going to go back to neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when the next set is?
probably like at least 5 to 10 minutes. It's not even
okay. Oh yeah, it's Milia. Okay, let's go. So
I lost this one really bad.
I'll be up front. I don't know the numbers on Milia, so like
I don't either.
the good news is this is something that hell we could just go into training mode in a minute and practice. Not in a minute, but like after this and practice these setups. So that being said, let me get a notepad file open for these setups.
Yeah, this matchup is really weird. Because I don't think I faced a Melia that did specifically this Melia thing. So.
Oh, is it the cross-up thing?
No. So I'll point it out.
Okay, gotcha. I like the idea of 6P, but Milia's timing is... That was a 6P against, like, a grounded poke. Like a Kai far slash, right?
Yeah. I didn't realize...
She's not going to do that button.
I learned afterwards that Melia doesn't have a good poke at round start. So she has to either grounded approach or...
She has to move.
Aerial approach or something else.
Right, because here... Her far slash is decent. She'll far slash... Oh, yeah, it's yellow. Let me go back to yellow. She could, like, far slash you here. But, so what? Like, if she's... I think even far slash into hair car doesn't actually combo. So if she does far slash, you get hit by far slash, you're at, like, -3 maybe. And you're at, like... You get pushed back. So you're here, and, like, she's here. Which is, just neutral. Like, her reward is super low. And the risk is not super high, but, like, it's one of those, like, why even bother pressing the button?
Right.
So you got to mix up your timing against different characters. Because she's going to... Her tempo will be very different. Especially with her unique air dash being fast and kind of quick. Good burst, good burst. What is that heavy top? Okay. You got to be ready for this angle. So you get back turn. And at this point, when you're back turn in neutral, if she... Let me wait until she lands, right? So her primary options, right? She could hair cart, which is a bad idea. Because, one, you can parry it. Two, it's just slow. She could run up... do options of, like, 5K or, like, 2K/2D. Because those are the things that she can chain in this suite. So she's pressing either K, so 5K, 2K, or 2D. Hair car is weird because, yeah, you can't block, but it's not super fast. And it probably gets clipped by your S. So what she's almost certainly going to do is go into the air, go into this space where she's really good. She has her flower special move to give her, like, a little verticality to her, like, approach. She has 2 air dashes to mix up her timing and kind of her vertical distance. So she's seeing this, right? She's seeing, like, my options straightforward or bad. And she's also seeing this. She's seeing your slash. She's seeing your kick. And the reward on those, especially with her health bar, is way in your favor. So, like, parry aside, even if she tries to force her way in here on the ground, the risk-reward game is really bad because she has to loop you, basically. And this Melia, I'm not going to say that she might not know, because I don't know either way. We don't have any indication. You have not shown her yet that you can anti-air her. And that is a big Melia thing. So she's thinking, like, oh, well, round start, they didn't anti-air me. I'm Melia. I have a lot of options in the air. Let's go to the air, right? Because the reward is higher, the risk is lower, because it's harder to convert an air hit into a big combo unless you're, like, really ready for it. Especially when you're in back turn. Back turn P into a big combo isn't hard, but you got to be fast. You got to be ready for it. And again, we're 7 seconds in, and you haven't really... It's not like a skill thing, but, like, you haven't shown that you were doing this because you have only been playing for 7 seconds. Hell, she even does the one poke at first, and then just goes into that. So I think next time be more prepared for that kind of, like... You know, like, Diddy Kong's going to go for the banana. Icy's are going to go for the grab. Melia's going to go in the air at some point. Okay, so she tries to bait out the DP. It does not work. Good block. She gets her knockdown. Okay, that looks like a setup. Let me double check that. That jump P looks like a frame kill to make that ambiguous. Yeah, this is ambiguous as hell. Okay, so let's write that down. Hair car, jump P, cross up, question mark, question mark, question mark. That's just hard to block. Oh, she does the wrong top there, Jared. Jared, believe me, I feel you on the Milia pressure. But you gotta... A lot of the times, that is just kind of like... You'll have to get that as a player habit. Because here... Again, what is she going to press here? It's that same kind of issue of like... At mid-range, like grounded options are like far slash into super, I guess. They're like run up further into moves. You know... But... Or even jump, but she doesn't have to... She can still block in the air. So I think the chance of this hitting is low. Especially... At that point, if you're going to DP, do the heavy one for the knockdown, I think, too. Because you're dying... Like, you don't have burst, so you have zero say on if you survive. I think just... Because the risk is going to be the same. Just go for heavy DP if you are going to go for that. But I don't think you should go for that in that big of a scramble situation. Okay. So that is the like second or third time now. Fireball's not as good against her because she can get in and out of the air much faster than Kai. And most of the cast. Also, that's kind of a fighting game tell. When you air dash backwards into Fireball, that's just a very common thing people do because it's safe. But here, okay, so throw. Yeah, that's just a cross up. She keeps you mid-screen.
Okay, that.
Yeah. That's a thing. So you know how sometimes like you don't continue the combo just to get better pressure? That's Milia the character, right? She keeps you mid-screen. Let me actually get the exact thing because I don't know the sequence. I've seen the sequence.
It's mostly just ending with the flower.
Slash dust. Yeah, but the height is important.
Yeah. It's just that I wasn't ready to just 5p or 6p it at all.
You can't 5p or 6p it. That's why that's the setup.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that was jump slash, jump cancel, jump slash, jump D, air dash, and then this was Kapul, I think? Yeah, you can't 5 or 6p that. That is way too low. Okay. So yeah, that basically gets her blocks done, right? That lets her run her train on you, do her high-low, especially with her bad moon overhead that she can do. God, it's such a cursed-looking move. Good news is that the reward is not the same on these. So if she has meter, she can bad moon overhead to get her combo. But if she doesn't, like she doesn't here, right? This is very low damage. Very low damage. And you guys are mostly back to neutral. She can act first, but like not that much. So here, yeah, same thing as before. Even on a bad knockdown, you don't know that it's not that advantage for her. So you kind of like panic DP. Yep, that'll be that. Could she kill here? RC? Yeah, you're dead here. Okay. So yeah, that's also a Milia specific thing. I'll play it again. Her crush counter combo. Her counter hit combo. 2H into whatever her little thing, this little thing is called. That has a tendency to go through bursts if you don't mix up your timing a little bit, or if you don't burst at a different place. So you also have to be a little more conscientious of where to burst the character. The good news is that like air combo characters, they have to expend a resource to block in the air. The same way you would have to like close slash jump cancel. Milia would have to... Milia can't jump cancel jumping slash. Wait, no, jumping slash you can. Never mind. But if she's gonna... Okay, good burst. If she's gonna bait that, she has to expend a resource. Okay, let's talk about this. It's weird when Milia's right above you. But at this point, this is good for us. because she has a set number of resources in the air, right? Just like Smash. She has jumped, double jumped, and air dash backwards. She's done. She's either falling down or using Kapul. And given where you are, right, she can't threaten you without Kapul. So, like, if she goes here, she gets, like, jump slash to, like, here. But you're over here. So, what she's going to do, she's not always going to do this, but what is more likely is that she does a little flower at some point in this trajectory. And then she goes, let me use a different color for this. She goes here. Actually, that's not even, because her jump heavy is a cross up, so she doesn't care which side of you she's on. Even if you move a little bit, so long as you don't move towards her, it'll still at least threaten you. It's weird to like 6P because she's on the other side of you at that point. Like, it's a weird angle to like defend from. So that's what she does. You backdash, get hit. She gets the little knockdown, and her game starts, right? She crosses you up. I don't actually know if that's a cross up at that timing, but she does the same thing. And this time, do you 5P or 6P this?
I didn't think, I just didn't block.
Gotcha.
So I probably did try to 5P.
Okay. So, something else that takes a little nuance but is very useful against Melia is how she gets her knockdown, right? It's kind of, think of it as the same thing. How does Leo get his back turn? If you get back turn at like the tip of your back turn move, you can't like get super good pressure afterwards. You have to like dash up twice. If you get back turn like normal or like off a throw, you have plenty of time. So here, she gets jump heavy, 2K, 2D. This, she cannot cross you up there, or it's that or a slightly different knockdown. But there are some knockdowns she can't enforce certain mix-ups. She probably actually can't cross you up there, but that same kind of idea of, she can't enforce that mix-up from where she is. Okay, that's an anti-air. Okay. This is the first time you've been in back turn, and she's going to burst as soon as she gets hit by this. Ooh, good frame trap. Okay, yeah, that frame trap goes into super, which wall breaks. I was about to say, you need the reward on that because you're behind, but the reward was there, so she has to burst. Yeah, so there, she's basically trying to bait your anti-air, both with her movement and with her RC. You don't fall for it, but I also want to point out something. This is not a fireball matchup. This is a character that goes above fireball super easily. So trying to do charge fireball there, you have to RC that. Like, she will actively punish you for it if you don't. So that means you have kind of like used the meter to try to enforce a mix-up to keep her grounded, but she has all this meter. Let me switch colors. She has all this meter. I think she's probably at 2 full bar, if not right next to it, right? You only have the 1 meter. And it's like, okay, let's say you manage to pin down Melia in the air, which is hard, and get her into that thing, and you get your cross up, right? She could super, she could just guard cancel the cross up to just ignore it completely. Like, she still has the meter advantage. So, this is a better situation for you where you have meter and she also has meter versus using the meter your meter to force her to the ground, and then she uses her meter to get out of it, because then you won't have any and she'll have half still. It's like in gambling, right? Where if I have $500 and you have $3, it doesn't matter how much you bet. I don't care. If I have $1,000 and you have $500, I still have an advantage, but there can be some back and forth.
Right.
Like, she might have to worry about DPRC. Here, she can just safe jump you or just block your DP, and you are approaching death at that point, especially with her super. So if anything, she should be the one forcing you to burn the meter, because it's way more advantage for her if you do this. Excuse me. So she gets this. It's hard to know when to press. That's just a game thing. Okay. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that was a good burst.
No, I don't think so either.
Especially when this is still game 2 and you're getting kind of like run over. I think so. Something is really useful against her is that on these setups, if you have burst, you don't have to wait to get hit to burst. Here you literally do, but in a generalized way, if you have burst, you can gold burst. It's frame, I believe, 14, so it's a little slower than most DPs. Most DPs are frame 8. Meterless, at least, are frame 8. Kai's is frame 11. Some heavy DPs, I believe, that have variants are also like frame 11. So the difference between frame 8, like blocking until frame 8 and then pressing, and blocking until frame 14 and pressing is very big. So that can throw off timing a lot. Even if she blocks it also, like not here because your health is so low, but even if she blocks it, you're only minus 10. That's kind of hard to get a decent punish with a pushback. It's not impossible. Character can do it. But it's one of those, like, it's hard. Okay, here's the perfect example of why this is not a fireball matchup, right? So this is what you've been trying to do for like 20 seconds. You get the fireball out. She just jumps over it. Because she can threaten you. Let me back up a little bit. She can threaten you from here still, which is a Milia thing. So let me get you the fireball and get her in the air. Right? So she can like air dash drop, air dash drop. She can like Kapool drop. She could go back and do any of these, like we were talking about Kai giving up a lot of options by jumping. Milia is the opposite. She almost gained like not 100%. She loses out on like obviously walking, running, minute horizontal movement. So like she can't like be here or be here, but this is still more than enough variation of like, especially because it's hard to anti-air her even if you know where she is. Can you anti-air this as you approach? Can you anti-air this at this different timing as you approach? What about this at this different timing as she has downwards momentum, right? Like, what about if she just goes to the corner? How do you pressure her in the corner? It's one of those matchups that you really have to like invert the way you think about it. Because your fireball forcing her to the air is no whammy. It doesn't matter. Okay. I think here you just keep her knocked down to the corner. So I think after, let me back it up one more time. I think after the wall bounce, you just try to do as late of a pillar as possible, because next hit kills, right?
I think I just misjudged how much damage I needed to do more. Yeah,
because Milia's made of paper. But here, now you're playing neutral. You're not going to... If you have to block, you're never hitting this bar. Because you have to FD. And she knows that. So something that she could do... I don't know if she does. I haven't seen the VOD. She could just hair car RC. And then... So if she hair car RCs... Right, you're in block stun. You have to deal with the 50-50. Does she go low? 2K? Or does she go high? Tiger Knee Bad Moon. So she can do like... When all she needs is the one hit, she can do close slash and either hit, jump cancel Bad Moon. Or not jump cancel, Tiger Knee Bad Moon. On either hit, go for sweep. On either hit, just like do her little like whoosh, dash and try to grab you. Like she has those aren't tight by any means, but they're options you have to defend against, especially since your character has to hold down to get DP out, which weighs the likelihood of her options hitting. Yeah. So she can just use her meter to kind of force in. That is the first time she's used that move this set, though. That is something else that's hard to deal with. Because this move is borderline instant. I'd be surprised if that move wasn't frame 3, frankly. Jump kick. Okay, new game. Okay, let's talk about round start again real quick. Just lickety split, I promise.
You're fine.
So here, again, you choose a different option that covers the same space. So you're here, right? You choose an option that covers like this space. This is not Milia space. Like, Milia is not going to contest you with like far slash here and get anything decent out of it. She's going to go up, she's going to go back, or she's going to go here, or she's going to go up and then forward. Like, you draw. It's like that Always Sunny, literally the cork board with all the string, right? That's her movement options. None of that's going to be horizontal on the ground. That is her most vulnerable because she has super low health. And if you hit her on the ground, that's your highest damage combo. Even without meter, that's like barring a very good anti-air combo, which you have not shown yet. And that's part of the way you get them to stay on the damn ground, is killing them for not being on the damn ground. She has not been shown that this could hurt her significantly.
Right.
So she's just going to, like, jump immediately. And then you cover the space, and in this case you defend, but, like, it's one of those... Defending is just, like, a short-term solution. Okay, good grab. Okay. I like the idea. What were you pressing, my friend? You didn't get counter hit. I'm trying to figure out why you got hit by this.
I don't know.
Okay.
I crouched.
Gotcha. Maybe it was just a mistake on the charging DP or something. Okay, that will still cross up. Good news, wall broke. That's good for you. She's going to get hella meter, but the damage is not super important. Okay, good. Okay, you die. But it's fine. I want to point out, this is a good thing. This fireball is good. Because you have meter to RC it, and I wish I could go back like 3 seconds. You do the fireball when she's already jumped. So she either has to land into it or avoid it. Let me see if I can get her jump here. So here, right? She's covered space. I don't know why she did jump slash. You're not meeting her in the air, which is another option you can do, by the way. If she's overwhelming you in the air, I mentioned that she's lower risk in the air. So are you. Because if she can't hit you with a hard knockdown in the air. She can't set up orb or top Oki if you hit at the air, unless she has meter. And then she has to burn meter, as opposed to just like being able to outright kill you on the ground. But anyway, so what you do here, this is a really good. This is a no good zone now. So she can't. She doesn't want to land in here because you RC, and she's like, oh shit, I don't want to get hit by cross up. So she has to, let me use a different color. So she has to retreat or go here or kapul and go here, right? But like, in this case, it's always scary to jump over a fireball towards an actionable opponent. So she goes, oh, it's probably safer to just go back here. And you get your opening, right? You get that, you get exactly what you've been looking for all game. And then, yeah, just invincible moves sometimes.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
You have to take the risk there one way or the other. Pressuring there isn't wrong because, like, this is the health, right? You die to super and you die to the combo if you miss a parry. So you just have to, like, call out one or the other. If you want to really get into the nitty-gritty of it, technically, her supering is the best case scenario for you because that uses more meter. That's an easier punish than just the parry into more knockdown. It's bigger. But that's mainly on reward and not like likelihood. She also hasn't shown this, so I don't think you should feel too bad about this. This is a weird... She just has a super, you know? The big things to work on this matchup are very much how to pin her down. So let's see what you do this time. You do run up 6p again. It's just not covering the space you need to cover. It's covering the space that it covers really well, but that's not space that you need to contest. You need to like 5p her out of the air. That's one good thing actually about her trying to get that pressure off so quickly. Actually, that's not fair. Let me move that up a little bit. You know, then she goes, oh, sigil, and she air dashes, right? She's at a very low height. 5ping her is not out of the question here. Like, she's not too high to 5p.
Gotcha.
So that 5p, 5k pillar, right? That's if you start doing that to her, she has to stop doing that. Because that situation is, she does not have the health, does not have the super, does not have the DP to plow through. Like, She's going to die if she gets in the blender. So if you can convince her that, hey, reckless air dash approaches put you in the blender, she's going to stop doing reckless air dash approaches. Okay, looks like she's going to break wall here. Nope, she's going to get pressure. She was baiting out the DP. Okay, that's good information. That is the second time of 2, but still, hey. Second time she's pressed after a stancel. And I think, honestly, RCing here just for the meter is a good call. Or for the damage is a good call. Because either she bursts and you get the burst. She doesn't, you get positive bonus and hella good damage. Or, hell yeah, I know you dropped it, but I think that is the best case scenario. Or you do this combo and you get the mix-up time. You dropped it, but that's just an execution thing. She's a lightweight character.
Well, I'm very confused because I saw my freaking back turn P. Okay. But I guess the advantage or the frame on it wasn't in my favor there. You can see it like for a split second.
You're too early.
Yeah.
She hits your hand once it's already... It's so fast that if you do it too early, you just stick your hand out to get hit faster. You go up for a high five and they just they hit you. Okay, so this is the primary mix-up. When she can't Oki you, is this close slash into high-low. Because she can Tiger Knee Bad Moon. With meter, that's damage that she can threaten. And with corner, she can stay on you. Not like top Oki, but she can stay on you. Or she can 2S a 5H car to get the knockdown for Oki. So she has this high-low here. She has to RC to stay safe or to get the conversion. Good, she goofs her slash a little bit. Okay, I see what you were trying.
Definitely messed up.
Yeah,
I definitely messed that up.
But you went that route in general because it would have killed. It's burst safe, and it just that's just an execution error. Okay, this is something that is. I feel you. I'm not that good against Milia. I do the same thing. Where you get hit by this, and then you're crouch blocking, and you get hit by the second one.
Yeah. That really pisses me off, honestly.
Here, let's test... excuse me. Let's test if you can press in between those two, even on hit. On block, you super can. We'll test if you can press. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Let's see what happened. I think your player cam kind of obscures it. I'm assuming your 5K, your back turn K goes under her 5K.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah, that seems...
It probably did.
Yeah. That's kind of a character-specific thing. Milia and Nagoriyuki's 5Ks aren't super fast, but they pick up, they stand on one foot. So you can't hit that foot, obviously, down there. They become a little harder to hit with low moves. So, in that situation, you might need to press something a little slower or something a little more specific, like P. You need to, because of her 5K, you might need to press your advantage in a different way.
I guess back turn P is my best option.
Back turn P, maybe back turn S. That's something that I don't know, but we can figure out.
I think back turn S would be too slow. But then again, I don't know.
What frame is back turn S? If it's frame 10 or faster, you're probably good.
I think it's 10.
Because even on trade, that's solid for you, I think. That you can do that. If you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of it, you could do back turn S and then try to react on trade with sweep, because that gets you back turn again. But that's a very specific situation. If it turns out that it trades frequently, that's something you can lab for that exact situation.
Never mind.
Is it frame 2?
I'm totally on crack. It's frame 6.
I think it's frame 10. Oh no, it's slow. That frame traps actual weird. Characters 5Ps.
It's just weird because back turn P slower by 1 frame.
That's probably honestly good for you. Because as your anti-air, if it's frame 2, it's actually kind of hard to use. When 6P and back turn P are so far apart, they'd be hard. Versus like 6P probably like Frank 12, 13 front turn, and then back turn P being 7 makes it not too bad, not too big of a difference.
Right.
So I want to talk about this. Here you do standstill into pressure. She pokes out. So that's. I want to double check exactly what you pressed because
I pressed the far slash.
Far slash. Okay.
I did not mean to go for far slash. I'm sure. I almost never go for that.
Gotcha. Yeah, so then just kind of, that's kind of what's going when you, I'm not saying you as a player, but like, Millia is a character that will rush you down to where you don't know what to do. Because she's forcing, like, every knockdown, she forces this guessing game of like, what do? Oh shit. Okay, I block close slash. High, low. Low. Shit. Okay, there's the hard knockdown. So what she's trying to do top there, heavy top, because that's a hard knockdown, but she's goofing and getting 6H, and you're kind of getting away for free here. Okay, so her S top it's bad on block. I don't know if it's explicitly punishable for Leo, but the reason she's delaying it is to catch you after dust, or after sweep, because her sweep is also bad on block.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to just play the risk reward game like you are, of like, oh, I'm just gonna press, and if they hit me, so what? Okay, that's so tragic. Burst bait, yeah.
I didn't know why it failed either. But I was like, well,
she's too high. It's probably not active that high for super long.
No, it's not even that high. That visual is super misleading, believe it or not.
So yeah, you just got to be a little more careful with your RC combos when they're already off an anti-air. Also, wait, yeah, first off, that was off an anti-air. Okay, kind of off an anti-air. You got 5K and hit her out of the air.
5K anti-air.
5K, 6K. And then by then, good recognition that you hit her. But yeah, when she's this high, sometimes you got to just manually time it a little bit.
I'm looking at Leo's dust loop. I think you'll find this very saddening.
Oh, God. Okay, so something else important to note is that her doing S-top is the combo ender. Her RC routes do not like her doing S-top. This is not like... You know like how like S-Rekka into RC is a combo route? This is like S-Fireball into RC, where it's like, this is way more work to actually get the combo. It's a worse combo. It's mainly just so you can burst bait. So you wouldn't want to burst here. I mean, obviously in this exact situation they're ready for it, but even like, that's not something they're going to do to extend a combo. Unless maybe you're like really low and they just need like the one extra hit that they can just hit you with.
Yeah. Okay,
what is... Holy shit, you're right. That is awful. Visually, it looks rad, but like, man.
Yep.
Okay. So, I have a few things that we can kind of test. She didn't do it but once, but like hair car, super jump, jump P, cross up off that. Is that like a safe jump kind of thing? Because Millia, there's a lot of like nuance to Millia's Oki situation. Mm-hmm. I'd suggest actually, like, for Millia specifically at least, because it's easier when you're like behind the character. Go into training mode, try to see, on far, like on 2K2D I can cross up, but not on far 2K2D. What about after throw? Like, if I set the dummy to wake up DP, do I have to, can I safe jump it or do I have to block? Like, do I have to call out the DP? So if you just go, if you're Millia and dummy is Leo, you set the dummy to do wake up 5P. Oh, does that beat heavy top? It kind of does if you don't press. Because it's not, again, on some knockdowns, it's not meaty. Heavy top isn't meaty. So they have to press a button to keep you blocking. And if they do that, they can get hit by DP. And it's a whole loop kind of thing. I guess the thing that there's an easier solution for is any combo air combo she ends in Kapul, that little flower air dash thing, she's going to do jumping heavy on the way down. She can land and do 2K, but you can fuzzy that with grab. Unless they're really precisely spaced, I think. So there's not that much of a mix-up. Plus, her 2K2D is just the knockdown again anyway. Like, it's her game plan, but it's low damage reward. That individual interaction is low damage reward. Versus, jump heavy 2K2D. And then we can test the gap between jump heavy, air dash, jump heavy on hit and block. Okay. Oh, wait, was that game 2? No, that was game 3.
Nope. Swift 3-0.
Yeah, that's just Melia, though. Like, you got to play against the character for a while before you get used to it. I'm not used to playing against her either. I'm not trying to, not trying to say, I'm used to it. Oh, hell yeah, more Kai. I know this character way better. Let's go.
I was going to say we could skip it, but that's fine.
Is there anything significant you remember from this match?
No.
Okay, let me...
This was like child's play.
Oh no! Okay, I was feeling it too. It's like, no, don't do it. Don't try. Oh, they don't know that you can't slide under that. Okay, yeah, that exact thing. You're like the heavy fireball into anti-air. That's a really good option. That doesn't work against Melia. So I think that's one thing you can't go to, and I think that's one reason you were having issues against Melia. Because, oh no. Wow, you could have punished better than that too. Oh no, they don't know the stancel. Yeah, you know how that minus this is, right? Like, you can do whatever you want here.
Yeah, now I know anyways. This is like 2 weeks before.
It's like minus 15 or some abomination. Don't worry, in Shock State it's only minus 11.
Crazy.
I hate Shock State. I love Shock State and I hate Shock State. So if you're going to try to get a punish... with this, and in general, if you're going to DP, try to use heavy.
Yeah,
because you're getting killed on block either way. So
yeah, now I'm gonna if I face another Kai, I'm like trying to do the more optimal one. So just like close slash 2H pillar.
Yeah, if they're close enough for close slash 2H, if they're not 2S 5H into like knockdown.
Yeah,
or even just like heavy DP here. Like this is still a true punish, right?
Right.
Like, you are seeing this was just the knockdown, which is what heavy DP is. Oh, you hate to see it. That combo, too, which is solid. Okay. So your back turn. I like that. I like that you're not getting them out of the corner. You're not letting them out. Where's the... Okay, I guess he's got a gold burst, right? At some point. He can't blue burst.
Bruh. I remember that.
What's the next set? What's the next goddamn set?
The next set is a Gold Lewis.
Oh, this was Rollback Rumble. This was the, Waff's tourney. Sick.
Yeah.
Okay, Gold Lewis is kind of whack.
I did have to wait a lot, so it's probably a little bit further.
Okay, you're catching that stream. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just watching other people's stuff.
So I don't know a ton about Gold Lewis nuances, but I know the gist of it. And the gist of it is you don't want to block.
Basically.
The good news is...
It's kind of hard not to.
Yeah, you're gonna... It's like kind of like you don't want to get hit, but you're going to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, don't get put in a back turn against Leo. It's like, thanks.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought about that.
Exactly.
I don't know why I was watching that. Wow.
It took a while for some reason.
Okay. So it looks like you lost round 1. So this is going way 2 of 2 ways.
Okay, there we go.
So good news is that you're the thing you like about like fireball, punish, jumping over fireball works really well. Bad news is that when they have a minigun, it doesn't. You have to like catch them landing. So if they jump and do something, then you can start your fireball, but you can't start it until they press. So it's a reactionary pressure tool.
Yeah, definitely got clipped by a machine gun a couple of times.
Okay. I like the 5P. Like, this is a character that, like, 6P, 5K is really good against, because he's not going to necessarily up forward. Okay, that's a good burst from him. I do... Your 5K, your back turn case frame 3, right?
Frame 5.
Frame
plus
5? Okay, so so you could have been grabbed here. This was an input error from him. Because when they just block, they're in grab range still. Ooh, that was the best. That was a really good conversion, too. Holy, let's watch that again. Holy shit. And now he doesn't have burst. Okay, so yeah. Good news is he's doing the lazy ones. So this is the from forward to down to back one. This one knocks full screen on hit. And is the air quote worse one than from, what is it? It's forward to up to back. That one keeps you closer on hit. And I think it's about the same range. But the fact that that's what they're buffering means that you will probably be sent full screen if he gets a poke in neutral, as opposed to like hard knockdown in place. Yeah, this was a really good conversion. Nice delay. What is he pressing? He doesn't have meter. Hold on. What is he pressing? Yeah, good call on the... I think you could have just kept hitting him here on this KS. I think this kills. Just KSH. I don't think you need to mix him up this time. Yeah,
I could have just supered or something instead.
Yeah, so that's one less point of contact for him to get away from. Okay. I think I like that 6P in this matchup. Because this is a matchup where he's either going to jump and like just, like grappler like on you, fall on you, and do his thing. Or he's going to try to like contest you in neutral at that range. Your 5Ps have been really good. I dig it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. So I want to go over a few things. Jump Dust, good move. This is one of his TM good moves. Hitbox.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Hurtbox. Actually, wait. I don't think his coffin ever hurtbox. I know this is definitely a hurtbox, but like this is one of those.
So.
This is one of those. Yeah. No, he's intangible. It's like Foxshine. This is one of those moves that's very defining. This is why he can jump. If it wasn't for this and the Behemoth Typhoon in the air, he couldn't jump. So you have to, even 6P is going to lose out to this sometimes. You got to just like alternative anti-airs. You got to like air to air him with air throw. Jumping slash is a good air to air. It's one of the best in the game because you get 2 hits to confirm it. Pump, air dash, pump, ground dash, 5K, 6K, Rekka, right? Hella corner carry, easy consistency with the 2 hits. Like you have a lot of leeway with that anti-air. Okay, so let's start back. Also, the fact that he jumps and does this like 2 or 3 times means that that's what he thinks the answer to this is going to be, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to like do jump dust until I know what to do. Yep, you get the knockdown. Good. You can react to that if he does those. So for Gold Lewis, okay, hold on. Let me. Oh god, this is gonna be messy, right? So Gold Lewis, he only has a few that are really plus on block. They all do their guard crush. So you can't YRC it, but the one that goes like from here to here, wall bounces on everything but like the first active frame and is pretty good on block, but it's slow. It starts back here. The one that goes
from interrupted before.
Right, you can interrupt before or react with, if you're waiting, react with DP. The one that goes from back up down is very plus on block and is an overhead. It's like frame 22 or 23. Like it's not super slow for an overhead. But he can't do that out of neutral easily. I don't know if it's possible. It might be possible without having to buffer, but like it's hard to do that from a run-up.
Right.
So I'm just going to say loosely for now. Don't worry about... Oh, I could use different colors for these, actually. Hold on. Don't worry about the overhead, right? From like this situation where you run up. So like let me back it up a little bit so you can see like the spacing for this. Because the spacing is also a huge deal for 2 more of his big pressure tools. So here, right? He either runs up all the way to you and gets like 5K or close slash into his stuff. Or he gets here and he wants to get that chip damage. Or your meter chip damage. He wants to build his own meter. Like, those are all really good things that he gets when you block any version of Behemoth Typhoon. They all do the exact same damage. So, like, the reward on them is, on a block, the exact same. Not the exact same. The frame advantage is different, but, like, health-wise, it's the same. The other big one that he's going to do sometimes, for pressure, we do black, is from up top. That's really hard to see. Let me redo that. It's from up top, right? So up top this way, and up top this way. It's an overhead low. The low is super short range. And again, he has to start from up here. So he's not going to be doing it out of a run-up. So you don't... This is not a move until he cancels into it, right? You only have to worry about the ones that start in the front that knock down and either send you far away or send you, like, in place. They're really like the neutral one where it's not much recovery, but he, like, swings it to wall bounce you. And actually, the one that sends you up, he has to do off a poke. He can't do that in neutral. Oh, yeah, the ones that start on down. The ones that start on down are not great for neutral. One of them is kind of a decent anti-air. Okay, last one, I promise. This one's kind of a decent anti-air, and this one is a side switch. That is a combo tool and, like, might be good against, like, whack, like a hard call-out of whack air movement. But for the most part, all you worry about here is this, which wall bounces, or he runs up into, like, close slash, into, like, anything, right? So if he stops running and you see him reach for the chain, you're good to react with the DP here. Okay, so now speaking of unblockables, it's your turn. Okay. So this situation is going to come up a lot. He's going to do jump D into Behemoth Typhoon. And this is something, you know how, like, when you're in back turn, what someone does after you do Stancel is, like, you have to, like, call that out. Like, oh, am I going to frame shot them after Stancel? Am I going to grab them after Stancel, etc.? Same thing with Jump D Behemoth Typhoon. Jump D Behemoth Typhoon, because he's hella plus, but you're also pushed very far back. That's one way to defend against it also. So, let me back up. God damn it, 10 whole seconds.
Yeah.
One reason the Jump D Behemoth Typhoon is not, like, the end-all be-all of pressure is my dude is slow as hell. And now you're in that situation, we go to a different color, where, like, the only unique thing he has is Behemoth Typhoon that is slow and, like, okay, you hit me with Behemoth Typhoon, right? I blocked it. Aside from that, he's slow. His jump is bad. So this is a good position for you in a general sense, because your movement is way better than his. I'd argue even almost Pot has better options here because he has better pokes. All Gold Lewis has for pokes here is like 2S, which is a literal, it's disjointed, but it's just a rectangle. He's got to buffer that into shit. And that can be a hard knockdown, but I think it misses at max range. He has Far Slash, which is it's pretty decent. And he has like a Haymaker 6H that goes like, yeah, blue. That goes like, it's like 30 frames and goes here, right? That's all he's got. He's got like, I guess his 2D goes kind of far, but like, it's the same thing as 2S because there's no high-low at this range anyway. So it becomes this issue of like, what is he going to do here? He's plus, he can move first. Is he going to super jump, etc.? So trying to get a read for what he does here is very important. He tries for a different Behemoth Typhoon and goofs it. And now this is your good position. You can S Fireball. Ooh, that's a new knockdown. Yeah, he's going to do it again. Good call out. So this kind of thing, it's like, okay, you got the reminder. You get hit by that, that's fine. You're full screen again. I like the 2 to remind him about the minigun and then the punish. You don't quite get the hard punish. Oh, damn. Man, on hit, that little drone is so bad. It ruins everything.
Yeah, it looked like it.
So here, you don't want to press here unless you have like Soul 5K, like a 3-frame move. Because when they're slowed down, they are exactly twice as slow, or they're half as fast. They're in half speed, right? Grab is frame 2 normally. So in slow-mo, it is frame 4. Most characters don't have a 4-frame or faster button. I don't know how... I think Giovanna has a 4-frame 5 or 2P. I don't know how the trade works, but you definitely don't have that. So the mix-up here is you either grab, or you, like, backdash to bait grab, primarily. If they start, like, just blocking and respecting it, then that's a different mind game you can set up. But the base mix-up here is you have to tech the grab as the defender, or you have to, like, anticipate the bait as the defender and not press. Because if you try to grab and you backdash, and the Leo backdashes, the attacker backdashes, you get full counter hit punish recovery. They're, like, as much end lag as grab has, it is literally double that because of BRC. Hell, your character might even get a wacky BRC combo. Like Ramlethal, because Ramlethal. That's just to keep you from moving. A lot of the Behemoth Typhoons on, like, knockdowns and stuff, they're not to mix you up, they're just to keep you from moving. And just to build risk, build meter. Oh my god, that was evil. Oh no! Okay, it worked out. But the Behemoth Typhoon is a tool to stop you from moving, especially if he's going to set up drone. It's a tool to basically, like... Eventually, Gold Lewis becomes a monster of, like, okay, I got Close Slash into slow Behemoth Typhoon, which I'm, like, plus 15 on, especially if you FD to keep your health bar, right? Run up Close Slash, slow Behemoth Typhoon. Maybe Close Slash, high-low Behemoth Typhoon. Close Slash, fast Behemoth Typhoon to catch you pressing this time. Like, he is a monster of strike throw. Because he doesn't even need to throw at some point. He builds so much risk. He builds so much chip damage. He builds so much meter. He takes away so much of your health or so much of your meter just to defend against him. It's like Garuda to an extent. So you need to press eventually. So keeping him out as long as possible is the play. Okay, sick. Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's going to be a huge issue against this player. Because they haven't really been able to get in. Oh no, you pressed too early. Oh, okay.
No, I let go too early.
You let go too early. Okay. That's counter hit recovery? Why is that counter hit recovery?
It has recovery.
No, but counter hit recovery. That's brutal.
Yeah. So
this is the good knockdown I was talking about. Where he can run up and get meaty Close Slash, and then into his harder to execute options. The high-low. He can go for the slower overhead that's plus on block. He can go for the slower option that is plus on block. This is a butt. Go for the slower option that's an overhead. The slower option that's way more plus on block. Because anything that starts in the front is not as bad. It's not as bad on block for you. He's like minor plus, but the bigger issue is that, like, the guard crush.
Right.
So here, yeah, he gets the... Oh! Okay, he goofs it. But, like, these Behemoth Typhoons deal 80 damage. They all do 80 damage. It adds up so fast with that risk. So now you're in the corner. I'll be honest... Oh, that was a good 6B. I'll be honest, I don't like the guard point. I don't think it's a good call. Like, that is an answer to jump D. I just don't think it's very good. Okay, he's keeping you grounded. The same exact way that you keep people grounded when you throw Fireball, he's doing here, right? So he's getting the knockdown, and then he's just keeping you on the ground. So he can run his offense. He's plus, but now it's spaced enough to where, like, you can press. So help me understand the 2K here, right? So I'll get to it in a second.
I definitely tried to dash 2K.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
So I guess I just missed my dash input.
It can be hard to tell when you're out of block stun against this character, because a lot of his Behemoth Typhoons are, like, a little different. Okay, yeah, you're kind of... When you're cornered here, you're kind of just, like, going to your go-to air dash jump slash and getting really hit for it. Okay. See, when he's hard to get out of the corner when he's cornered you, because he has that big thing on a chain. Okay, we already talked about DP on round start. He can kind of frame trap you. What was he trying to do there? Huh. Okay, that wasn't a direct pump. Sorry, it just looks so wacky.
It does.
Okay. That was definitely supposed to be a grounded one. Okay, you got to remember about that. Okay. I think you go for pillar here next time when you get the chance.
I think I was too far. That's why I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Plus, he's a heavyweight too, I guess. And you can get grab. That's a feasible alternative. Oh, that was beautiful. No, Jared. Jared, no. Hold on. You saw this, right?
I should have RC'd there. But...
Yeah, you just RC and hit him twice. He doesn't even have burst. God, that looks so wacky. That's still good job keeping with save pressure, but that was kind of like before. That was one. You gave him an extra chance when you didn't need to.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, when he does that one, that's good for you because you get knocked far away. I think using Fireball in the mid range there is really good. Jared, you got to be careful with these DPs, dude. Have you seen how many TODs this character has? This character is the training mode, combo contest TOD character. His one Behemoth Typhoon does 80 damage. That's a fifth of a health bar. If you are in counter hit recovery in the corner, you actually just super die. Okay. I don't know if you timed this, spaced this on purpose. His 6-piece count of booty. I think it's really bad. Because it doesn't hit in front of him hardly. So this, you land before it's threatening you. And then you punish him because he is a good character TM. He's a Twitter character. Okay, it's coming. Ooh, he didn't DP. Okay. Okay, you see how long that run... Not that you shouldn't have gotten grabbed by that, but you see how long that run is? His acceleration is super low. So keeping him at this mid-range is not a bad thing to do. He's waiting out some kind of defensive option. He's waiting out the burst. Oh no! Okay.
Yep.
A lot to go through here.
I missed the dash. Oh, God.
So here,
I missed so many dashes against this character.
Yeah, the guard crush makes it rough. It might remove the buffer out of your stuff, out of block stun. I'm not sure.
I mean, that one was just burst. So I just mistimed it completely.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to normal.
I like you holding your burst here. It's brave, but you have to. It's also hard. You got to press to get the momentum back after he does sweep. But at the same time, he could just do that to counter hit you. So it's kind of the game you got to play. He does the wrong version, and then you get this. But you're alive. You're alive. You're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been in the clutch moments when you are in a stressful position. You turn to that air dash a lot.
Yeah.
To not interact with his Behemoth Typhoon, I think.
I definitely noticed that this game in general.
I think at that spacing, minigun is not a move at that spacing, right? If you just dash up S Fireball, he would have to minigun on a read. And if he miniguns on a read, this air dash might actually just kill him. It gets really close.
Yeah.
You at least get the knockdown, right? You get the knockdown with a back turn. You get your whole shtick. So I think just it's okay to use Fireball. It's kind of like Slide Head, right? You can use Fireballs against Potemkin. Slide Head, well, okay. I will until you get to good Potemkins who will flick your Fireballs and on the mid range on reaction. You can use Fireballs against Potemkin in mid-range. Slide Head is okay, you can't set up Age Fireball for free. Minigun's the same way. Okay, he was trying to left-right you. Don't use the thing. I know, obviously, you could not have heard me in this set, so but let me just back up a second. And so your biggest advantage, right? I'll just keep this frame because I don't want to do this again. Your biggest advantage, right, is that my name is Leo. I have swords. My name is Gold Lewis. I am very slow. And just true neutral, it's Gold Lewis's job to basically go like, I think you're going to X. I think you're going to jump. Then I go here, right? I like get ready for 6P or like air to air with jump slash. I think you can approach. I have to like 2K or far slash or 2S. That's because you have the movement, especially with your dash. Your little hop dash is really nice for like a little bit of movement and then do a poke. I'm gonna go to it's because that means you could jump in here, you could run in here, you could run in here, you could like throw a fireball. And I'm gonna get to the
beautiful fireball.
Thank you. It is cross shaped in my defense.
It is.
Here, you don't threaten him for shit here, right? Like, you're just a dude. Actually, your character's right there. I don't need to draw your character. What am I doing? So, the only thing you can do is drop it, which is like 12 frames of counter hit recovery, which is not threatening. It's physically not an attack. Or you have like this attack, right? Like, you get this angle and nothing else. You literally can't block lows. You can't, lows will just hit you. And your overall threat zone is these yellow boxes because your movement is ass. Maybe your yellow boxes, you can walk up a little bit first, but like, you see what I mean? You're giving up all of these options. So now Gold Lewis gets to be like, I get to play the game now. He can use his slower dash speed to run up and dictate space. He can use his kind of shitty jump to get to his really good jump D. And like, now you have to, okay, maybe not against that, but like, he can move, he can run up 2K, 2D, which is unblockable for you right now. Like, what are you trying to intercept here is the question. Because you're giving up so much. It's like when you DP on round start, it's like, the reward is so tiny. You get, the only reward you get is, especially against a healthier character like this, is you get that. The risk you take is, let's say it's this. It's like into a small knockdown, and then you're knocked down against my dude. Where getting to you is the hard part for him, right? Now you got to gamble on DP. You don't have meter. How long do you block? Like, you got to play the game of like, oh, what about risk? If I burst, and at this amount of risk, if I burst and he blocks it, do I get TOD'd? Like, that all comes from you just like cutting off your own legs here. You just can't move. So I don't think this is a long-term idea for you to do. And it makes me sad when I see you do it because you got a lot of stuff you're doing good. And then sometimes you just do this and it's like, I know it's tempting to like want to armor through his far slash, but like it's just like long game, this does not get you anywhere. This just gets you knocked down. Especially against characters who have better movement. Because like this is against the slow character. Where it's like, oh, you might actually be able to react to him running up at this distance and like press the button into like cross up or like, try to drop it if you see him jump to try to block. Against Chip, Melia, even Kai, Mei, Sol, those characters who either have low hitting moves that are fast or far, or just have the run speed to like threaten this from this distance where you have to guess, like you are now the defender. And the only thing you have is this, like your only reward's this danky little health bar right here. And all your mix-ups are gone. All your movement is gone. And all of your risk is, you've mitigated some of your risk. You're not going to get like hit for like half your health or anything, but you're going to put yourself in a position where the next situation is going to be like, oh shit. So let's say this is filled in, right? So this is filled in. Oh, next hit could do this much damage. Especially if he baits my burst, he might have enough meter. Does he kill me? Like, now you have to start worrying about all of these defensive things. So if you just don't do that, your life is so much better. I know that was a lot. I'm not trying to say that, like, oh, it's the worst thing in the world, but, like, this taking this action does not further your goals in the matchup, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in the move in general, but especially here, where you are the fast character for once. You get to be the fast. It's great, right? Oh, no! Okay, that wasn't actually a punish, but he knows the good punish. This is the good punish you do. Once people start... his fucking face. Once people start punishing your DPs, like, super hard with, like, fully charged 5Ds, you're gonna start, like, losing way more health on those than... Like, that was a... I'm not gonna say burst safe, but, like, they were trying to bait your burst there, right?
Yeah.
So even that is... Let me get the red, right? Leo was a tanky character. This was a almost entirely burst safe dust combo, right? On hit, you're not going to get near that amount of health. And it's one thing to do it, like, there are different benefits of, like, oh, they have to worry about DP because I have one. So sometimes you got to show it, but, like, or like, oh, I might build enough meter on this, but long term, the numbers are not in your favor when you do that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about. It seems like when you get because of minigun, you're not willing to throw the fireball in mid range. And it's kind of hard because you have to think ahead a little bit. You have to be ready with that charge to get to dash forward fireball for mid range. Or to, like, oh, he's jumping, he can't reach me, begin fireball now. Which is something you don't really have the leeway to do in a lot of matchups. But minigun has kind of scared you off of the fireball, which is the point of minigun, to be fair. That's why it's there. Because if you throw a heavy fireball and aren't really thinking about it, or you, like, are, like, to catch you sleeping on your pressure, right?
Right.
Same thing with the jump D. Jump D is really good, but if you're not going to use fireball to control the space, you gotta challenge him up there. Like, you gotta go up and jump P. You gotta, like, 5P that. That's the lowest that's the highest he can get it out. It's a slow ass move. So it's kind of like ram jump heavy. If he has to go through all of this to actually, like, begin the active frames, between him being big and then, like, obviously grab being hella good, like, you have a little more time to, like, 5P, 6P, jump up there, grab him. Like, you have to be a little more proactive with your anti-airs against characters with, like, really, really good jump-ins like this. Especially now that he's not always going to go into Behemoth Typhoon. Sometimes he'll just get the frame advantage and still be close to you. Okay, that's good. Hell yeah. Blender begins, right? You drop it, which is unfortunate, but... Okay, hell yeah. This is what I'm talking about, right? This is the mid-range fireball. That fireball is exactly what I'm talking about, the range. Where he can't minigun that. And even that, he can't minigun. He's too close. Hella good conversion, by the way. Okay, where's the kill? This is probably plus. This is Guilty Gear, right? Hell yeah, it's plus.
It's plus 14. Yeah.
Plus 14. My God. It's true block string, why don't you? How many FD'd it too? So it's plus 16 or 17. Good Lord. But this is a really good example of, like, the only bad thing here was the drop on the 2S, redaction 2S 2H. This conversion's great. This pressure's really good because if you broke the wall there, you could have supered, I guess, but I don't think there's anything wrong with just, like, sticking with the frame advantage on that 5K. I don't think you RC the throw either because you're not going to kill. This is hella plus. This is a knowledge check. And he didn't know.
Yeah.
And here, this wall splat, so it kills way beyond his current health bar. That's the kind of way you get to just bully him in neutral. Yes! Exactly! Like, you are the fast character. You have 5Ks crazy. 5K is hard to deal with for a normal character. My dude's punches and kicks are ass. Like, his 5K is like frame 9 or something. It's active for a long time, but it's not like a neutral button. His 2K is kind of tiny. It's kind of like Milia's, where it's...
My 5K is 9 frames, too.
Yeah, but your 5K is huge. Like, his 5K is active for a long time, kind of like Kai's. Your 5K is like, oh, am I going to grab after this? Am I going to frame trap after this on hit or block? Like, your 5K is meant to bully characters like Gold Lewis. To close the gap and to be like, okay, what do I do? That's your call. That lets you be the aggressor really easily. Okay. So I think you were trying to bait out the minigun.
Yeah. But
you haven't actually gotten hit by the minigun in a while, and you haven't been throwing those same kinds of like I'll call them thoughtless. I'm not trying to say that it is a stupid thing to do. I'm just saying that like when you got hit by minigun the first few times, you kind of like it seemed like it was like, oh yeah, minigun moment, right? But you haven't done that since, so the Gold Lewis doesn't fall for it. Ooh, hell yeah. Okay, here we go. Why did you dash back here? Was it just an input thing? So you cross them up, and then you dash back.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm pretty sure I meant to cross up again.
You know what's really busted? You don't even have to input a direction. If you just press the dash button, you'll dash forward.
Yeah. So
you can just... Even the silly like back turn K dash thing, just 2 buttons. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I just think I was like trying to move away and then like get over to get as close as possible. But...
Yeah, like back up a little bit and then try to cross it to make it ambiguous.
Yeah. So I just kind of messed that up there. But...
So you bring it back, and at this point he's not pressing, which is important to know. God, so many people press on Stancil. I'm not like it's a knowledge check that is so wacky to get used to.
Feels pretty great to hit it.
Yeah, get that big counter. General, that game was really, really good. Both of those rounds. Really, really good examples of like, you get to be the aggressor. Gold Lewis is super booty on defense, right? Both in like a I am in block stun kind of way, and in like, oh, I have to deal with you in neutral. Like, if he has the fly swatter, you're the fly. Like, you know how, like, defending against Chip in neutral, you are still defending against Chip because he is so much faster? That's the rest of the world, the Gold Lewis and Potemkin. They are constantly in that position of, like, okay, I need to intercept here because I can't, my movement is not good enough to approach and, like, mix up. I need to catch their approach.
Right.
Okay, so that was the game. So, yeah, game 4. Ooh, hell yeah. Your conversions on those fireballs have been great. Okay. Everybody, get the burst. Ooh, I like it. So he has not been doing the Behemoth Typhoon follow-up very much. Because when he does that, you get knocked super far away.
Yeah, that I micro dash.
Hell yeah. That grabbed him out of something too. That's what punish means when it pops up there. It shouldn't, but it does currently. Okay, he pressed.
Yeah, I didn't stand so that one, thinking he wouldn't.
Ooh, okay. That's on him, frankly. That was just a good way to get you out of that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I didn't even notice that. That's what happened.
Yeah, I think in a perfect world, and obviously this is VOD review where I can pause this and look at it and I don't have to worry about like anything on my end. In a perfect world, you notice that this is not his neutral, like his normal jumping animation, and that he's either pressed a button or air dashed.
Yeah.
And you know it's not forward because there's no sigil, and you can just leave him be. But like, that's a big ask, especially against a character as relatively new and kind of whack as Gold Lewis. So that way you know you don't have to go up there to force him to block it.
Right.
Okay. When I said he was the TOD dude.
This is what you meant.
Yeah. Like on counter hits, this is, or closer to the corner, this was on like 2K, right?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have droned here, frankly, but it works out. And now this is the Gold Lewis special, right? You're never hitting this bar. You're never filling up this bar. Because if you do, you can't FD and you die. Because he's gonna hit you with a Behemoth Typhoon, he's gonna RC on you, and he's gonna just eat your meter. Because even in neutral now, okay, yeah, you have to try something, and he's just gonna throw that out there. Because even in neutral, you have to like preemptively FD that. He's been really consistent with that.
Yeah.
Your timing has been, you kind of been doing it at the same timings too. Where is it the spacing where if you start a fireball and he's looking for it as fireball, then he can kill you for it? Or he can minigun you. Minigun is like 30 damage. It's not that bad. The bigger levels being knockdowns is the bigger issue. But you're not like running up and threatening him once you get to this space. Let me pause it again at the exact space. I know this is not normally the spacing where like Leo begins like pressure because you only have these like increments. But if he's going to be on point with those 6Ps, you got to play the ground game. You got to just start taking stage bit by bit. So you can dash up. You can dash up twice. You can dash up Kara cross up if you think he's looking for the 6P, looking for something specific. He's not looking for that, I guarantee you, at this spacing.
Right.
So he's getting damage and pressure off that. Something you have been doing is you've been mixing up your cross-ups a lot. You have not been grabbed out of a single one. And part of that is on your opponents, but in general, you have been just keeping it fresh. Nice. Is he churning butter here? Every time he's been in this position, they've been pressing, right? Right here. It must be butter, right? It's got to be churning butter. There's nothing else it could be. I like your call. I think that I was feeling it too. Okay, perfect. So this is the downside of doing the move ASAP. Any aerial move ASAP. Good call out on like pressing on him, right? As he's going to go grab you. Because back throw is one of the ways you lose, frankly. Oh my god, Leo's face. If he throws you into the corner and gets to play his game, you have meter, but like that's one of the only ways where you begin actively losing. Shit, I missed it. But so I was saying, you've been really good about these like micro dash throws when he does it really high. So when he does this, he might be minor plus here, but you are the faster character.
Right.
So when he lands here, this is the spacing. His 2K does not reach you. His P's do not reach you. His S's probably reach you, but they are slower. So he realizes, oh, I pressed the button early. Let me go ahead and just defend in case they press, and boom. Does this still kill OTG? God damn it.
Hell yeah.
Let me actually see. Did he press? I think that, yeah, it said punish. He pressed something, and you just grabbed him before it came out. Because all of Gold Lewis's moves are hella slow. Gold Lewis is not one of the characters that can always avoid getting grabbed by mashing. Oh my god, that's evil. Okay, he pressed at a weird time. He didn't press after the Sansel this time. Good call. I love the punch to just throw off the timing there. You're pumping risk. Okay. He's going to cross you up. That's a good burst. I think just getting it out of the way. Yeah, so notice, a lot of moves are really bad on block. That was his sweep. And you punished it with DP. You know what happens if he cancels into Behemoth Typhoon? You clash. And then you can either super or FD if you want to block, or do something else, right? So if you ever block sweep and you're in range of DP, go for it. Same thing with Milia, actually. I think we can test this. I'll add this to the list. 2K, so 2D to anything, I believe can be interrupted with DP. I think there's always a gap. That, or they removed the gap for S tandem top, at which point your DP doesn't come out, and that's hella bad on block, right?
Gotcha.
So a lot of characters have that issue of like, if you're frame-wise, there's going to be a gap. Okay, they got it this time. That keeps you in block stun so they can run up. I want you to look at your health bar here, right? So you get grabbed, right? I'm going to just draw a line where your health bar is. And then we're going to get back to that line in a second, right?
Okay.
Look at this. You've got to be FDing this. That is a poke into Behemoth Typhoon level of damage. This move is absurd on block. So, especially now, where FDing does not put you under 50 meter, and you know you're going to have to block this, you just got to FD it. Oh, let me clear the thing. Okay.
I tried to grab, yeah.
Yeah, dust just... You just got dust. Yeah, that's just a thing you got to practice. And you only die here... Yeah, you got dust. Because you didn't have the health from the... from taking that damage.
Yeah.
If you had FD'd even one Behemoth Typhoon there, you would have survived this interaction specifically.
Yeah.
There might have been a better combo here. I'm not sure, but that's on them, not on you. Okay, so game 5. Y'all go right back into it. Hell yeah.
No, stop. This game 5 was fucking ridiculous for me.
Okay, burst early. Okay, so he's pressing on landing now. You're doing the same thing. I like the DP. He did something slightly different, but the same idea of force, like Behemoth Typhoon, force the block stun with drone, and then some other form of chip or pressure, right? I think Far Slash into something in this case, but still, like, it's the same concept.
I didn't get my dash there, so that was just really bad on me.
Hell yeah. Oh, you could have punished that so much bigger.
Yeah, it's because I double jumped.
Okay, I just want to get it right
at least
here.
I think that's why I didn't get a good punish.
Okay, you missed the dash. It would have hit him because he's up backing too. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
So 5k knockdown. I think you might want to wait one more hit to burst against Gold Lewis because he can jump cancel his close slash, but it worked out. So here, even if you double jump, you get jump dust, right? Or hell,
That's
you just
true.
double jump and you get landing jump heavy. This move, even at security level 0 or 1 or whatever the lowest is, it takes forever. You don't have to like hit him ASAP. You can hit him with jump heavy, and because it's a counter hit, right? Jump heavies on counter hit get that like slowdown, which lets you confirm from further up, from further out, etc.
Right.
You know, like when you jump over a fireball and air dash, and you jump heavy on the way down, and then that lets you get a little more of a confirm than you would have, so you can press the button faster. Same thing with minigun. To my knowledge, every projectile in this game is counter hit recovery. Hell, that's literally also active frames for Gold Lewis. Okay, he pressed. You didn't stand still, and he pressed. Oh no! Oh no! Wait, he didn't churn? Okay, that's enough. Okay, let's see this knockdown, right? In general, against characters that can't grab you off of that specific knockdown. Okay, he did fake the run up. I was gonna say, when you have the meter, if you're not worried about getting grabbed, just DP into RC is safer, and it makes it your turn. But yeah, he faked it out, so he put in the work. Okay, you got to be ready with that 5P conversion. It's so powerful to get 5P 5K pillar. Also, Macrodash 5P is a great option. I think that's really good. You're catching his jump, you're catching him pressing. Okay, you don't have back turn. You do have back turn. You got him cornered. Burst is up soon. He's not respecting the possibility of you stanceling. So I think you just start stanceling again. He respected it for a little bit and then he stopped. So I think here, just because you can't react to this in time to press. Either You can either cancel into parry late. What? You could have FD'd some of that because you're about to hit 2 bars anyway, I think. But yeah, I bet that either start stancing again or like cancel into parry if you want the call out. Stance is higher reward and is safer, but it's up to you.
I do think I was messing up the stancel, to be honest.
Okay, I'm gonna mark this. I'm gonna mark this. So you lose it's only a little bit of the time, but you lose a fair amount of health on that minigun that you don't need to lose. Because you're going to hit max bar by the time you, more or less by the time you can use it anyway. So you might as well FD at least some of the minigun. If you FD the whole level 3 minigun, it is like a full bar though. Don't do that. But like, okay, he's not respecting plus frames. But, ooh, nice. There's the air to air. That's what I'm looking for. This is great. Also, you do Fireball RC after he's landed. When he's in that awkward position where he's not looking to minigun. So you force your plus frames. He's still pressing. And here, you can air dash cancel that. I don't know if that exact situation you can get the combo. But in it... Oh, okay. You got him.
Can I?
You might be able to only get P or K, but you can at least get closer to him for pressure. If you air dash the K here. All right. I love you enforcing the low here. My dude has been jumping and backdashing a ton. Because that is a generally safer position for him to be. It's harder for you to hit him. Oh, that's unfortunate. The air block stun got you on this one. You get so much more block stun when you land out of the air. So even here, he was only barely out of block stun, which means he's still not grabbable for like 5, 6, or I believe 5 frames exactly. And oh boy, this is the worst case scenario. Okay, I like the idea because you are guaranteed to clash here. That or you get like hit by the drone, you take 20 damage and you just reset.
Yeah.
But you need to be ready for this clash. Because when you clash, you can just go into faultless defense from this.
Gotcha.
And the only way for him to beat that, for him to make that a bad position, is if he goes into faultless defense and then immediately runs forward. Overall, that's still not a bad clash for you, but it's one of those, like, it could be better situation. Okay, he finally grabbed you. Okay. Okay, I like the burst. Okay, watch his movement after he knocks you down here. He's waiting for the air dash. He will kill you off this air dash, and he knows it. He's just backing up, just waiting for it. Great super. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay, here's your pressure. He doesn't have meter. Okay, it begins. Something that's really important is that noticing when people get meter. Because from his perspective, he's thinking, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, right? My options on defense are poop. They are ass. All I need is like a punch or a kick, but my punches and kicks aren't great for interrupting. When I get meter, I can use a YRC. I could use like, invincible super. So when meter makes the difference, sometimes when people are holding out for meter, they're going to use it ASAP. Oh, hell yeah, we got the combo. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh! Okay, you were super right on the meter usage. You just goofed up the All right, let me back up. I agree with you on that parry. I super thought he was going to DP.
Yeah.
The good news though for you is that you don't have to parry that preemptively. Parry is frame 1. So here, if you just do nothing, the only way he kills you is by like wake up button, because you can just parry after super flash. That is unfortunate that you didn't notice you had the meter, but this is a weird. Oh, he did the cool thing. He's gonna burst. He's gonna burst. Yeah, let's go, Jared.
Yeah, that was fucking stressful.
Yeah, because he hadn't shown that yet. That's a thing some heavies have, where if they They can just like zoom with BRC. It's fine. I just want to look at your face. Hold on. Screw this. Get out of here. Hell yeah. That is the perfect time to bring that out. When you know that it's game 5, it's super tense. You just need one tricky thing. Hell, he did the same thing, right? He hasn't done this yet. He hasn't even looked like he's going to do this yet. And he pulled it out because he needs the one hit. Hell yeah.
I'm more surprised at myself for blocking.
Here, was that the... No, we got this one.
We have one more, but it is 2 hours already, if you want to.
Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point. We can go through these next time.
Sure.
Let me look. It'll be at 2:47. I think that those 4 gave you a pretty good kind of list of things to work on. Some of it's matchup specific. Like Milia,
that counts.
Milia being Milia, but you will need to know how to play Milia, right?
Yeah.
So like characters that in general don't need the ground space, like Milia, Chip, they can function perfectly fine air to ground. May to an extent because their hitboxes are huge, but especially the ones that can alter their trajectory, like Chip, Drill, Milia, everything. You need to be more willing to and practice it a little bit. Don't just like are you all at the same exact level? What the hell?
Yes, that's what I said too in the stream.
Sorry, I am easily distracted. Practice the, like air to airs for a little more consistency. Because especially for Milia, like 5P and 6P are higher reward, kind of, than everything except for jump slash or jump throw. But like air to air options are way more consistent for her, against her, because she is low to the ground. So your air to air options you can just do immediately. And she is basically trying to get as low as possible with her moves to make 6P as unlikely to hit her as possible.
Right.
Against characters that have like anti-fireball buttons or like in general can go around them, you just gotta respect it. You can still use it in mid-range, but depending on their answer, you can't use it outside of that. Like Milia only has to jump to get around fireballs and threaten you, right?
Right.
So all she has to do is press up. You can only use that pretty decently close to her unless you have meter that you're willing to spend to cancel to RC it, right? Soul has quarterback, her Grand Viper, Nitro, Cold Brew, whatever the cool Soul influencers call it, has the Grand Viper. It goes under Fireball. That one is an input, but he low profiles pretty quickly, so that one you have a little more leeway. Then Gold Lewis is like the other end of the spectrum, has something that will super beat it full screen, but takes like 20 some odd frames to start up. That one you can use from even further out because the startup means he would have to expect it. So being able to use them as like pokes or as like checks on movement. If you think of them as like a 5H that is really good at being a 5H but is laggy, that might make it easier because obviously counter recovery is bad. But depending on the character, the likelihood of them actually jumping over your stuff is lower. So like Potemkin, depending on, or what's a better example? Say May and Milia. Likelihood of them jumping over, just jumping in general, let alone jumping over your stuff, is pretty high. Potemkin, likelihood's a little lower because his ground buttons are very good. He can contest you on the ground. He doesn't need to go to the air. He's not that great in the air compared to on the ground. Like, he gives up options. So getting comfortable with the ground space and the airspace in conjunction with each other. Like when you do that stuff, like when you fireball RC and you just go out there to tap them, get them to the ground, even without the fireball, that's still really good for you. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but a lot of times, especially with Soul and Ren, because they want to jump aggressively towards you, they'll go up there, just mash jump punch, hit you 9 times, you'll block it all 9 hits, and then they'll land first. And then they get pressure because they have plus frames.
Right.
So even without the fireball, you can just pressure in that way. You can just, his jump punch is that like 45 angle, you just Run up, punch, 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 punch. If you think they're trying to jump out of something or jump at you. For Milia specific stuff, mess around with her Oki a little bit from her perspective. See, doesn't have to be the fancy stuff like the Capul, like the air combo into flower air dash. Like, some of that is just like acknowledging that, okay, I can't get a button out here. She will hit my legs on 6p, and she will hit my face on 5p. So you got to block or guess. But she is giving stuff up for that. She's giving up damage by playing Milia in the first place also, which helps. A lot of matchups that are annoying, it's very, very helpful when you hit them twice and they're at 20%. Let's see. Then the other big Milia thing is jumping heavy to air dash, jumping heavy. Because they don't know if it's going to hit, but they do know that it's going to make contact.
Yeah.
So they can just, a lot of times they just, punch that in, see if you can interrupt that. You very solid in the Kai matchup. I think the Gold Lewis game where you use the burst bait is the best example of when to use that. Because it's like, okay, you need the one hit. You need the last little trick to get this game. But relying on that super heavily, especially against a player in like game 1, it's like you're just going to give up so much advantage that they don't have to burst to go back to neutral if you're going to be doing that consistently. Let's see. I think that's about... Oh, your DPs. Though, right? Like...
I'm definitely a hard DPer.
Like, it is... Sometimes you got to do it, and sometimes you just got to listen to your heart. But on round start, just like the numbers are not in your favor. You can't be doing it that much.
That's definitely a meme.
Yeah, oh god, it hurts me so much. Just watching you do that over and over again.
I mean, if you noticed, I did it less in the non-Kai match.
I know, but you still did it against Gold Lewis.
Yeah, I did it once.
Once is too many. Because you have much better option to punish what he's doing. Like, if you think he's going to far slash, 6p, micro dash, like dash 5p, 2k, 2d, it's like, you have other options that are more punishing, that are safer, that don't have counter hit recovery. That's the big one. If it wasn't counter hit recovery, it'd be one thing. But like, man,
yeah,
it's so bad when you get counter hit. That's how you die. And also because of that, that's how you have that burst now. You're like, oh, do I burst? It's round start. If my burst gets baited, 1, now my burst is empty, right? 2, my health bar is also empty. 3, we're probably going to the next round within 20 seconds, and I still don't have my burst. Like, it puts you in such an awful guessing game. Because then if you don't burst and you take 50%, it's like, well, now when do you burst? Because, like, you got to have some confidence that you could take the round if you burst, right? So it's like, you just need to be winning, and then it's a lose-lose. But yeah, so I think in general, just kind of work on your like execution a little bit with your like, you missed some micro dash 2S 2H follow-ups. That it's less the damage and more the position.
Yeah. Like
if there's if you want to try 5k into pillar, especially on heavyweights, just for consistency, that might be worth like, if the damage isn't a big deal, it might be worth going for in like high stress situations if that works. It's like with Milia, right? The damage is not the big deal. The big deal is that it's like a 4-way mix-up, depending on the knockdown. It's the high-low, it's the do I DP or do I 6P, it's the do I get grabbed, etc. Like, it's not about the fact that, the grab does 5 more damage than the 2K 2D, so I'm never going to get grabbed. It's like, no. But overall, I think once you kind of shore up your ground game and like neutral and defense, your offense is there. Like, your offense is great. I love seeing you frame trap people. I think you need to enforce it a little more strictly. Like, if they adapt to them. The Gold Lewis was the big example of like, he started pushing out, and you didn't really stop him from doing that. You had other stuff to worry about, but that's kind of, you always will,
Right.
So maybe you can, and if you set up an autopilot, like, oh, if I get hit out of like 5H, greedy pressure, or back turn H greedy pressure, maybe I back turn H standstill into just, my 2S 5H thing. And just the first time that they hit me out of back turn H. Just so that way you don't have to think about it super hard until it happens.
Sick.
But yeah, I think overall, looking solid. I definitely am curious to see. I want to see how you play against this Leo next time.
Yeah.
Got that freaking face, dude. Look at that. You're so happy with yourself. Like, oh, we have the same level. There's some goddamn anime eyes over here. Oh, these are cursed. Never mind. I'm deleting this immediately. But yeah, go check out Volume to AF on Twitch. I know I've spent the last 2 hours talking about what you have to like work on and the things that you are not doing great. But overall, you're a sick streamer. It's really fun watching your sets. Like, tell me that Gold Lewis game wasn't rad. You cannot tell me to my face, right?
No, it was. I was.
That's good TV.
To my fucking seat, I was like, man,
dude, you gotta.
I'm about to lose the Gold Lewis, please.
Your office chair went concave for a few minutes there.
It really did, though. I was like, I had already experienced Gold Lewis in Japan when I competed there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's like one of our buddies from the SA scene too, but he's like really, really good. So I was like, I can't lose to any other Gold Lewis besides him at this point.
I mean, Gold Lewis is a variable character. He's weird. Also, start FDing Gold Lewis. 1, it pushes him out. 2, it makes you not die. It's the not die button.
Yeah, I think that's the other issue I've had is just not FDing in general as much. So I've been practicing like the tap method.
Yeah, you can use it to like FD specific moves, but honestly, especially against like for extreme cases like Gold Lewis, if you just like hold FD, it's a lot easier to get the hang of.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to time it with the taps, then you're like thinking about the timing of their attacks, what they're going to do. If Gold Lewis is hitting you and you just hold FD, yeah, you might lose more meter than otherwise, but that's fine. Like,
it's not your life.
that's an optimization you can make once you're more comfortable with actually FDing. I say this as someone who always forgets. I'm super bad at FDing myself, so I'm not trying to like say, "Oh, I'm doing it better" or anything. But like, it is something that will keep you alive for longer. Also, super useful like in that matchup, it pushes him out. So let's say even in the Leo Ditto, if they're doing like 5S, 5H, 5S, 5H, and yeah, you're not worried about frame traps. You just want them away from you. You can just FD 1 or 2 hits. Maybe that pushes them out faster than they expected. They whiff. You get pressure. You get to move in with your 5K behind that. Like, it's got a ton of applications. Let alone like just guarding, just FDing. Just FDing is the future, dude. Like, you're trying to fuck like 2S, 5H, 5S. What if 5H gets just FD'd and you miss entirely and then run up 2K? Like, it's just the future. It's so cool. Man, I miss Light Shield. I wish if PM had Light Shield, I'd be the best player in the world. I would never have any shield, but I would love the game so much.
You act like you weren't already.
I wasn't.
You were pretty close.
Malachi wasn't at Salty Ones.
But you were pretty close.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's very nice. But regardless, speaking of best player in the world, give it like 3 weeks, and I think you could give Sonic Fox a run for the Leo title.
I don't know about that.
I'm exaggerating, but in general, I think your Leo overall is very solid. You just kind of need that experience when your game plan isn't working against a character or a player. You need that experience to fall back on.
Yeah, that's definitely
that Gold Lewis 6Ping you. That Gold Lewis knew when you were going to air dash before you did, right?
Yeah.
That Melia knew that you weren't going to cover that angle. So once you get more familiar with like the different wacky characters, and then the different wacky ways that your character and their character like contest space, like between here, like once you get better, more like direct. Once you get it in your hand that you see that sigil and you go like, oh, grab. Like, oh, they just can't move that now. I grab them. Or you see them jump and you go like, oh, I'll just jump P them. And then we'll go pop, 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 pop to the corner. I get meter. You get a lot of meter for like 9 jump Ps. You can have those like in your hand that lets you play this game down here, like with most of your ability, without having to like explicitly only look for anti-airs, right?
Gotcha.
And as always, it can help if you have a read and you're ready for it. But like, it's being in the air against the ground of the opponent is a conditionally good thing. If they don't come up to hit you, or if you have a really good button, or if you have a way to mix up your landing, but even blocking in the air, it's not that great. You don't want to block in the air. But yeah. So I think overall, super strong. I do think that generally, like I was saying, your general game plan, very good. You just need to patch up some holes and kind of like, expand your mind. Why am I going this way? Expand your mind. What's his face? That gif of the dude just getting the mind blown.
Yeah.
And once you kind of get that under your belt, once you have some more experience, both against wacky characters and against characters and players that will just not play your game, for better or worse, then you'll be a lot better at adapting and sticking to your game, and then playing whichever game the opponent you have to play against this character or this player, right?
Yeah. I guess that's mostly why I'm excited for LTC, because that will mean not playing the same SA people.
Hell yeah. One good way to mix it up too, if you just want some more experience, like mixing it up. I'm a good orator. If you want just a little more perspective and varied experience, like just pick up some secondaries. Be like, oh, Chip is rad. I either mix you up for 30 seconds or I die in 5. Cool. I don't gotta be in disadvantage ever. Neat. Like, and then that can give you more perspective on like, oh, I can escape to the air with this character. I need to watch out when I play against ships. Oh, the reward on this is good. I need to watch out when I play against Potemkin, right? Like, oh, it's Potemkin. I really need to control that airspace because I already control ground space really well with command grab. People are afraid of that. How do I get people to stay on the ground when I have this half health command grab? How do I convince them I'm not going to grab them, to pressure them or to grab them, all right? Like, how do you convince people to stay on the ground so cross up is good? So, Fireball RC is like guaranteed cross up. So, etc.
Yeah, I see.
But yeah, that's something you can just do. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of time in it. But if you look at, even if you're watching VODs, watch VODs without Leo. Watch VODs with Leo from the perspective of the other player, right? Like, you can, when you already have such a great understanding of Leo, that lets you take that into other characters, see how that like meshes, and then watch VODs of Leo from almost entirely the other character's point of view, knowing the risk reward more or less of everything the Leo player is going to do. Like, oh, why did they do that? Like, oh, I know why they did that. Because Pillar is back turn, and that's high reward, or anything like that. So then you can spend all your energy being like, why did Otashi backdash against Sonic Fox so much? Because the reward is really high. It's hard to, you have to not meaty with close slash to avoid getting backdash, etc. But like that's stuff that you kind of just need some time in.
Yeah.
So I think play some more games with some new characters on either end. Play in a different way. If you wanna try to like expand your horizon that way, don't like give up 6P for a day. Just play some friendlies and be like, okay, my anti-airs are going to be air-to-airs. I'm not going to just 6P. Because that's not going to work forever. Between timing and hitboxes, it's not going to just flat-out beat jump-ins forever.
Right. Yeah, definitely the jump S are like way more.
Yeah, jump S, jump P, jump K. Jump K into air dash falling slash is really good. Because now they're on the ground blocking, you're getting your jump in. That's your frame advantage. That's the good situation, right? Jump throw, you get the knockdown, you get cross up, right? Or you get heavy fireball, at least, I'm sure. Like, you get your advantage, you get your character. I was talking with someone else the other day. I was with Atari. I was going over our sets. We played in PM. And he was saying that, like, oh yeah, I don't really want to just F smash all the time. I don't want to be the F smash Roy. And it's like, It's you don't want to be like only doing the same thing over and over, but you want to use your character's good things. The reason you pick Leo, Jared, is because the cross up is good. Is because the back turn moves are like frame 2. Like you don't pick Leo because the little hop is good.
Nah, I picked Leo because he's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, that's valid too. But like, abuse the good shit.
I'm trying.
Like, don't be afraid to use it. Don't like. And then work backwards from there. Like, oh, back turn's great. How do I get there? I cross up on knockdown. How do I cross up on knockdown? Maybe I can do that at air throw. Maybe I can do that off of like jump slash, air dash, jump slash, 5K pillar. Like, when a character is this steeped in like advantage state, both like how good it is and how much they revolve around it, it's a very straightforward game of like, okay, if I'm going to do heavy into stance hold to get plus frames, I need to get back into back turn or like some kind of advantage situation. How do I do that? How do I turn those plus frames into back turn again, right? Do I 2S into 236H for cross up? Because that works on counter hit. Do I just guess on it? Do I use meter on it? Do I only frame trap when I have meter? Like, there's a billion different ways that you could ask the question of like, even the Ditto, where it's only one character. How do I win, right? My character has a win condition. How do I get there? How do I make the risk reward in my favor as good as possible? How do I ramble for 30 minutes after we're about to stop?
Beats me.
Beats me too. If you know, I'd love the help. But yeah, in general, I think kind of getting some breathing room. Actually, yeah, this week is not the best week to like practice other characters necessarily because of LTC, but maybe like watch some VODs from the other character's perspective. Be like, oh, why is Potemkin not jumping? When they jump, what happens? What does the Leo do that convinces them they shouldn't jump, right? Like when they're playing grounded, what is, how are they playing around Leo? Because, dash 5K is a big deal. That's an important thing you got to worry about if you're playing against Leo. Especially if it hits later in the active frames. Like there's a lot of nuance there. Do they stop Leo air dash? Does Leo air dash against this character? And then once you hit that level of play where it's like, oh, if K7 isn't air dashing against Potemkin, there's probably a good reason why. From Potemkin's perspective, is there a really high reward option? Like, you can work the matchup backwards of like, oh, okay, why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they, maybe dash up 5K? Why aren't they jumping defensively against Potemkin, etc.? So that's stuff that's another way to work backwards without having to play a different character.
Yeah, I have been watching more like other Leo plays. But it's all been different matchups that I'm like not familiar with specifically.
Hell yeah.
So it's been helping sort of.
Yeah. We can definitely talk about this Friday night. We can like queue up some VODs and be like, the entire Airbnb can be gassing you up about like, oh, is this the best player in the world? No, Jared's right here. Jared's on the screen. Hell yeah. Milia, these nuts. Million D. God damn. Okay. This is the worst it's ever been. Thank you for booking a session, Jared. I have a lot of fun going over these VODs with you. I think you're really good. Like, legitimately, I think you are really good. And I think that, like, the gear especially, the gaps in your knowledge are the big thing right now. Because when you don't know what to do, that's when you slow down. That's when you don't have the, like, ability to think about it. But, yeah. So, if anybody else wants to book, my Metafy is on screen. Has been for, like, 90 minutes. I do Strive, P+, Melee. Very confident in other 2D fighters as well, like Dragon Ball, but those are the big three right now. Go
Casper though.
Follow Jared. Follow Volumed AF on Twitch. Sub. In 4 more, you can see his analyst. You want to know what good anime is? Jared can hit you up. Don't tell the people now, Jared. Hold out for the 4 subs.
Yeah, you're right. They can't know the sauce.
Yeah. Hey, I'll have to sub. I'll have to give 4 subs because I need to know some saws.
I'm definitely your guy.
But yeah, anyway, thank you all for coming and hanging out while we learn more about gear, and I'll catch y'all later.